All right, so I'm going to explain to you guys what an infographic is. We're going to be creating an infographic about the road to the revolution. So, what is an infographic exactly? Well, this is a very helpful website, vengage.com. I'll post this. An infographic is a visual representation of information or data, as we see here. So it's basically, to break it down a little bit more, a collection of imagery, charts, and minimal text that gives an easy to understand overview of a topic. So it's visually engaging. It includes pictures or charts, flow charts on there perhaps. It has some text, but it's not overwhelmed by text. All right, and here's an example, the mystery of yawning. Of course, we're not doing our infographic about yawning, but as you see, visuals with some information on there. A sample from last year. This is not about the road to the revolution. This is about life in the colonies. Some of my seventh graders made infographics for last year's life in the colonies topic. So this one was about the Great Awakening. You notice that there they explain how, what, and why the Great Awakening happened. They have some pictures here. Here's John Edwards. They label the original 13 colonies and where the Great Awakening spread to. This is a pretty good example of an infographic, but you may notice some things that could probably make this even a little bit better. There is a lot of writing here, which is good because it gives enough detail, but I would recommend maybe cutting the writing in half or so. You don't need to write quite this much, and bullet pointing your main points would be probably more effective because it's easy to read, easy to understand. Also, these pictures here are unexplained. There's no caption, there are no arrows that are being drawn to these pictures. They're very small, so it's hard to see exactly what is going on in these pictures. So they do a really nice job labeling John Edwards and these colonies here, but these could use a little bit of work here. Overall, it's a good job. This project was well done, but those are some things that could make it even better. So keep that in mind when you're making your infographic. So how do you make an infographic? Well, if we look on this page right here, this is obviously from Google Drive. If you go up to New, and I will provide you with a template in your assignment, but just so you guys know, if you go to New and then click More, go to something called Google Drawings. All right, so if we go to Google Drawings, you can create your own infographic right here. You can also adjust how what the window looks like. You can make it a little bit wider if you want it to be a bit different proportion. You can make it narrower, go upright like that. It's kind of up to you how you do that. So I'm going to make mine a little bit on the wider side. And then I'm going to go up here. We can make some shapes. So let's just say I want to start off with a shape in the middle of my infographic. So we're going to put a circle in the middle, and this is where the title of my project is going to go. I don't want this to be filled in with solid blue, so I'm going to make it white. And then inside this box, inside the circle, I'm going to put a text box, and I'm going to entitle this the Boston Massacre, because that's what I'm doing my project about. So then I can change the size of this font as well, highlight it like usual, make it a little bit bigger. There we go, the Boston Massacre. And then that's where I'm going to start off. And maybe make this a little bit bigger so it can fit into the middle of my circle. And then from there, I'm going to then add arrows. So I'm going to point off to a circle over here, or maybe I'll do a square so it fits in. I'll actually just start with a text box. That would make it even easier. And then there we go. I'll bring my arrow back a little bit. Text box. So Y. So here's what I'm going to write. why the Boston Massacre happened, and I'll bullet these, make it easy. So reason 1, reason 2, etc. Now, of course, we want to have, then I can make a border around my text box too, so it can look nice. And we have a square here. How do I do that? Need a border. All right, edit text. Well, we'll figure out how to make a border later. That's okay. All right, should have planned that one out. Text box. Oh, here we go. Border. All right, there we go. So now we have a border around there. Perfect. Okay. So, of course, we want to make sure we include pictures too. So you'd want to go and find some images from, you can use Google Images or other resources where you can be able to pull online images that relate to your topic. So just as you might usually do, let's research Boston Massacre, go to Google Images, and then we would find perhaps some nice, detailed, vivid images. You click on that, it brings you to this website here. Or actually, let's go back. Let's make this easier. Right-click, copy image, and we'll throw it onto our, not there, we want to throw it over here, throw it onto our presentation, and then we'd have that somewhere in our presentation. Maybe you would decide you want to lengthen this a little bit further down. So we can, or there we go, change the resolution a little bit. Move this down here. Move this up a little bit. You can play around with these settings. You can just kind of make it so you can fit everything in there. You can change it graphically, change it visually. And of course, if you are using pictures, make it easy to understand, make them appealing, put a caption there or draw an arrow to help relate what that picture is of. So obviously this is a picture of the Boston Massacre. So I'm going to draw a little arrow from my circle that indicates this is the Boston Massacre happening here. Oop. Too many arrows. Select my picture, bring it down. All right, you guys get the point. Anyway, you can play around with Google Drawings and come up with some pretty cool stuff. And that's how you do an infographic.